Good day, grade 12 learners. I am your teacher, Gerald K. Binavalta. How's your day? I hope you are now ready to unleash your creative writing juices with our new lesson for today. Please bring out your notebooks, ball pens, learning activity sheets, and assessments. Just a simple reminder for this lesson. First, always observe proper hygiene. Wash your hands and sanitize regularly. Second, focus. Pay attention and participate actively. Third, remove distractions. Find a quiet space to learn. Fourth, don't be afraid to ask questions. Feel free to type your queries on the comment box and send me a personal message. Fifth, submit all required outputs. And lastly, enjoy. But before we tackle our new lesson, let's first have a review of what we had discussed last episode. Last time, we had discussed about drafting. What is again a draft? Drafting is the stage of writing process in which you develop a complete first version of a piece of writing. Drafting is the second or third step in the writing process where you turn your brainstorm and outline ideas into the first draft of your story or essay. We had also discussed about the tips and strategies of writing drafts. Can you still recall some? These are: first, begin writing with the part you know the most about. Second, write one paragraph at a time and then stop. Third, take short breaks to refresh your mind. Fourth, be reasonable with your goals. Fifth, keep your audience and purpose in mind as you write. Sixth, start with free writing. Seventh, structure your information. Eighth, elaborate on ideas. Ninth, write a complete draft. And lastly, ignore the urge to proofread. Did you recall them? Very good. It seems like you are now very familiar with drafting. Today, we'll learn a collaborative task which is peer critiquing. But before that, here are our lesson objectives. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to define peer critic, identify the tips and techniques of writing literary critic, and write a mini critic on peer's creative nonfiction work. But before we dig deeper with our lesson, let's first have an activity entitled Spot the Error. I will be showing you statements and try to point out what's wrong with the sentences. This can be form or content errors. You're only given 10 seconds to spot the errors. Are you ready? Let's begin. To effectively overcome the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, ASEAN must collaborate and be coordinated within our region and beyond. Spot the error. Very good! There is an error in form, particularly in parallelism. Instead of writing collaborate and be coordinated, we must edit it into collaborate and coordinate. How about the next one? The pandemic we face is a new, novel, and different kind of enemy. Spot the error. Good job! The error is still on form, particularly redundancy. The words new and novel are similar in meaning, so it's better to omit one of the words. How about the next one? Madjoha refers to the three Filipino Catholic priests, Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora, who were executed on February 17, 1872 in Bagong Bayan, Philippines by Spanish colonial authorities on charges of subversion arising from the 1872 Cavite Mutiny. Spot the error. Excellent! The error is on content. Instead of Joha, it should be Lomburza. How about the next item? Philippines scored high in reading, mathematics, and science based on the results of PISA 2018. Spot the error. Very good! The error is on content. We did not score high. On the other hand, we are among the lowest in reading, mathematics, and science. How about the next item? Photosynthesis is the food-making process of animals. Spot the error. Great job! The error is on content. Photosynthesis is not the food-making process of animals, but plants. Did you spot all the errors? Very good! You might not have just spotted the errors, but even corrected them in your minds. If yes, then you are a great critic. And that is a great skill to master our topic for today. Because our topic is all about making a critic. Here are the points of discussion. Definition of critic, writing annotations, elements of good writing, forms versus content, and writing a literary critic. Let's first discuss the definition of a critic. A critic is a genre of academic writing that briefly summarizes and critically evaluates a written work. A peer critic, on the other hand, is the process of reviewing and providing constructive criticism of each other's works. The most important guideline for a critic is to give an honest, constructive, and polite assessment of a writing. In this lesson, we are going to explore the process of peer critiquing. In critiquing, writing annotations is a good step. What is annotation? Annotation is a written conversation between you and the writer in which you actively respond to the text. Pretend that you are talking to the writer as you read. Here are examples of annotations that can be used in critiquing. You can see that the images have annotations. Notes which indicate the questions and comments the readers have as they read the literary pieces. Annotations are used before writing an actual literary critic because it guides the readers what you write in the critic. Knowing the elements of a good writing can help you provide constructive feedbacks to the work you are critiquing. What are these? First, we have coherence. Coherence is achieved when sentences and ideas are connected and flow together seamlessly. Coherence allows the readers to move easily throughout one idea to the next, from one sentence to the next, and from one paragraph to the next. Second, we have supporting materials. Explanations, examples, statistics, and quotations make the ideas and information presented meaningful and memorable for the readers. In exposition, the role of supporting material is to clarify, in argument, to persuade. Next, expression, word choice, and point of view. Language is clear, specific, accurate, and appropriate to the audience, purpose and material. Variety in sentence structure and length creates emphasis. And the last elements are spelling, grammar, and punctuation. This element of good writing counts only when it is wrong. Fear or not, your reader will notice your spelling, grammar, or punctuation only when you make a mistake. In critiquing, there are two aspects you are focusing on: the form and the content. Form and content are two very important aspects of a text. It is not possible to disconnect the two and look at them as completely different components due to their inherent relation. In literature, the form refers to the style and structure of a literary work, whereas the content refers to the plot, character, settings, and themes. Now that you know the tips in writing critic, you may now start writing. But what are the parts of a critic? In a literary critic for nonfiction, these has to be followed. First is the introduction. Write the name of the author and work. Provide a general overview of subject and summary of author's argument. Work on focusing or thesis sentence indicating how you will divide the whole work of discussion or the particular element you will discuss. The next part is the body. Under this, write an objective description of the major point in the work. Show a detailed analysis of how the work conveys an idea or concept. Emphasize an interpretation of the concept. Third, we have the conclusion. Specifically, write an overall interpretation. Create a relationship of particular interpretations to the subject as a whole. Uphold a critical assessment of the value, worth, or meaning of the work, both negative and positive. To critique a piece of writing is to do the following. First is describe. Give the readers a sense of the writer's overall purpose or intent. Second is to analyze. Examine how the structure and language of a text conveys its meaning. Third, interpret. State the significance or importance of each part of the text. And fourth, assess. Make a judgment of the work's worth or value. Thank you for reaching this far. We had discussed a whole lot about writing a critic. Let's review this a bit. We have learned about definition of a critic, writing annotations, elements of good writing, forms versus content, and parts of a literary critic. Are these clear to you now? Let's put your learnings into action through this activity.
True or false? Draw a sad emoji if the statement is wrong, and draw a happy emoji if the statement is correct. Are you ready? Let's begin. A peer critic is the process of reviewing and providing constructive criticism of each other's work. Draw your answers. That's right. The answer is true, thus a happy face. How about the next one? With the help of coherence, each sentence flows into the next quite hard, and the readers follow the line of logic with so much effort. Draw your answers. Very good! The answer is false, thus a sad face. Let's move on to the next one. To critique a piece of writing is to describe, analyze, interpret, and assess. Draw your answers. That's right. The answer is true. Thus, a happy face. How about the next one? Form and content are seen as two completely different components of writing due to their inherent characteristics. Draw your answers. Very good! The answer is false, thus a sad face. Let's move on with the last one. Annotation is a written conversation between you and the writer in which you actively respond to the text. Draw your answer. That's right! The answer is true, thus a happy face.
Very good, grade 12 learners. Seems like you are now very familiar with writing a critic. Let's put your learnings into action through this activity entitled Click and Critic. I will be showing you Facebook posts and imagine these are from your peers or friends. Read the post carefully and apply the strategies of critiquing we had discussed. You are then going to choose a reaction. Click hard if you think that the post contains no or minimal form and content error, and click a sad react if it contains errors or the post needs further improvement. You are only given 5 seconds to click your reaction. Are you ready? Let's begin.
The Earth are considered the only planet in the universe that supports life. Living things that live on this Earth come under the environment. The environment can be understood as blanket that keeps life on Earth safe and sound. Whether they live on land or water, they are part of nature.
That's right! You may have reacted a sad emoji. Here is the improved version of the post. How about the next one?
Families are an integral part of one's life. It does not matter if you have a small or big family, as long as you have one. A family serves as the first school to the child where one learns about various things.
Very good! You may have just reacted a heart react. The post is relatively right and does not have form or content errors. How about the next one?
Education does not a very significant tool in eliminating poverty and unemployment. Moreover, it enhances the commercial scenario and do not benefits the country overall. So the higher the level of education in a country, the lower the chances of development are.
That's right! You may have reacted a sad emoji. Here is the improved version. How about the next one?
To say that education is your doorway to success would be an understatement. It serves as the key which will unlock numerous doors that will lead to success. This will in turn help you build a better life for yourself.
That's great! You may have just reacted a heart react. The post is relatively right and does not have any form or grammatical errors. How about the next one?
Kindness towards nature, animals, and other people has the ability to transform the world and make it a beautiful place for living. It is important to remember that kindness towards you is also essential for personal growth.
Very good! You may just have reacted a heart react. The post is relatively right and does not have form or content errors. Very good, grade 12 learners. Seems like you are now very familiar with writing a critic. For more information, just open this link or scan this QR code to access additional learning materials you can use in mastering our lesson. But to further test your learning, let's have our final activity. Open your learning activity sheets and accomplish Let Us Practice More, pages 17 to 18. Using your Facebook Messenger group chat, pair with a classmate. Read his or her personal narrative, which was his or her output last episode. Write a critic about his or her work. Limit your peer critic from 350 to 500 words. Please refer with this rubric. Very good, grade 12 learners! You are now a step ahead in your creative writing journey. Next time, we will tackle more on creative nonfiction, specifically revising. Again, this is your teacher, Gerald K. Navalta. Study smart, keep safe, and see you again next episode. Bye!